In today's video, I want to share with you what cryptocurrencies that I personally have been buying over the last few weeks during all of this market turmoil that we have been experiencing. So in this video, I'm going to lay out what those cryptocurrencies are and why I have been buying them. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that's a topic that you would like to learn some more about, then make sure that you are subscribed to the Lark Davis channel. Gently tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, and of course, click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. And the first coin is obviously Bitcoin. And look, I always buy a little bit of Bitcoin anyway. I'm a dollar cost averager, right? Every week I'm buying just a little bit more Bitcoin and a little bit more Bitcoin and a little bit more Bitcoin, taking that long-term view on the asset. But with these recent big dip situations, when we were getting those very clear oversold signals in the market, I bought a lot more than I would usually buy. I went quite heavy on both of these big recent dips, and I've actually been averaging in a bit more than I normally would as well. So adding a lot more to my Bitcoin stack during this kind of down market, this ranging sideways situation we've happening for Bitcoin recently. Look, if the price drops further, if the bears have their way and we do get Bitcoin down in like the mid 20,000s or something like that, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. And that may sound crazy, but that's exactly what I plan on doing. It's very, very important. Now, why am I buying Bitcoin? Because my thesis on Bitcoin has not changed. I still believe Bitcoin is Gold 2.0, inflation hedge, fantastic scarce asset. I still think that Bitcoin is going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars a coin at some point. So with that in mind, why not buy some more Bitcoin? In particular, what I've been doing, I've been moving profits from high-risk altcoins into what I believe is the safer, longer-term plays, preserving my wealth, build my wealth, taking a long-term time frame here. Remember all the first half of the year, basically me constantly preaching about, hey guys, when the markets are pumping like crazy, take profits, broken record Lark, right? Take profits. Well, I did exactly that. I practiced what I preached. Therefore, I've got an incredible amount of stable coins right now that I am using to average into positions. And I actually haven't even deployed more than like 20% of my stable coins at this point. Now, look, a lot of those stable coins I want to just keep in stable coins, and we're going to talk more about stable coins here in a few minutes. But I am also using some of those stable coins to take advantage of what I see as basically sales in the market right now. So I am buying Bitcoin, continuing to take that long-term view, accumulating as much of this asset as I personally can. By the way, if you want to stay up to date with all of the latest in the market, we go way in depth, much beyond what I talk about here in the videos on the channel in Wealth Mastery. This is my weekly investor report. Every single issue of this report, you're going to get a deep dive on a hot trending altcoin. We are going to dive into token sales. We are going to dive into so much airdrops and technical analysis and step-by-step DeFi tutorials. And just to give you an idea, this particular week, I shared the best Bitcoin rates that you can get right now, lending, yield farming, all that stuff. Also breaking down some great yields you can get from stocks. We do talk about stocks, not as much right now. The crypto markets are still very hot, obviously. Jesse has a report on the Cosmos-based decentralized exchange called Osmosis. DeFi Dad shows you how to earn like 100% APY using the Kyber network over on Polygon. Rect Capital is diving into the Wyckoff pattern. The guys from Wilder World, an NFT metaverse that I'm quite bullish on, join us to talk about how NFTs and their metaverse are coming together. Very interesting stuff right there. So if you're not signed up to Wealth Mastery yet, you got to check it out. It's less than $10 a week, meaning that's the most value-packed, at the same time, the most affordable investor report on the market right now. Now let's move on to the second coin that I have been buying. Probably no surprises for you here. It is Ethereum. I have made so many videos outlining what I truly believe to be the bull case for Ethereum. the bullish thesis on why I am so bullish on the Ethereum asset moving forward. And there's so many catalysts. Moving to proof of stake, ETH 2.0, DeFi, NFTs, EIP 1559, and much, much more. The developer lead and all this stuff. I'm super, super bullish on Ethereum. So I'm continuing to acquire the Ether asset as a long-term HODL coin with a multi-year time frame. My idea, get a big old fat stack of Ethereum, start staking it out, making those sweet staking rewards, and basically making bank on the long term for this asset. Now, really, when we start talking about my accumulation of Bitcoin and Ethereum, this has been the majority of my capital deployment, by the way. I'm looking at the blue chips of crypto. And Bitcoin and Ethereum, way more than any other coins, in my mind, are the crypto blue chips. Now, we have a lot of DeFi protocols that I also consider to be in that blue chip category. Things like Chainlink, Aave, Kyber, a few others as well. But I'm just sticking to the top dogs right now. I'm putting, again, that high-risk money that I've made off of these more speculative altcoins into lower-risk coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Also, I do want to mention that this recently acquired Bitcoin mostly has gone into wrapped Bitcoin, actually, and the Ethereum into just Ethereum. But I've been plowing these actually into yield-bearing platforms. So I talk about some of those in the newsletter this week, but I also talked about quite a few of those here on the channel. Lots of different times. I'm still using Bancor, for example, getting some pretty good rates over there on Bitcoin right now. You know, still lots of great opportunities out there to be earning really good yields in relatively safe platforms. So I'm getting these assets and I'm putting them straight to work. I'm not letting them be lazy. Don't let your assets be lazy, guys. You got to get those assets, put them straight to work to start making more money for you. You buy a Bitcoin, you put the Bitcoin to start making you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9% annual interest. That's how winning is done. That is how winning is done long term. Now let's talk about altcoins. Polka Dot is one of the altcoins that I've actually started to buy back into recently. Now, I do want to mention, I have definitely not gone too crazy on my Polka Dot buys at the moment. I've bought some Polka Dot, but just a little bit. Maybe it's 1% of all the money that I've spent recently on buying Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, and buying stable coins, as we'll talk about in a moment. But I have bought a little bit of Polka Dot. Just a nibble, just a nibble. I'm still very bullish on the future of Polka Dot. Now that we're seeing Kusama parachains actually launching, and actually it's super bullish because you look at what's happened for Kusama, and now I think more than 10% of the total supply of Kusama is bonded into these parachain auctions, which to my mind is very bullish for the coming Polka Dot parachain auctions. So I'm buying Polka Dot in advance of that craze kicking off for the Polka Dot parachains that is going to come later this year. So that's on its way. It's going to happen. I'm buying in advance of that. I continue to see who's building on Polka Dot, what's being built on Polka Dot, and I continue to be very bullish on this asset. As mentioned, I have only nibbled a little bit. I have buy orders in right now for $13 and $10 for a bit more capital deployment, right? If those orders got filled, then it would be about 3 or 4% of my recent buys cumulative would then be in Polka Dot. Now, if we break below $10 on some coming bearish momentum for the entire market, or if the Polka Dot asset just kind of trends down as people are kind of like, come on, man, where are those parachains at? And it gets down to like $8 or $7 or something like that, I would definitely buy more Polka Dot at those prices. But right now, just a little bit of capital deployment into ye olde Polka Dot. The next one, UST. It's a dollar stable coin. You might be thinking, come on, Lark. You're buying stable coins, man. What are you doing here, dude? Come on. Well, look. There's a reason that I'm buying the UST stablecoin. So I've transferred some of my USDC into UST, which is the Terra Network dollar stablecoin, for one very specific reason. I took a big pile of USDC, flipped it into UST, and then I put it over into the Anchor protocol, because right now the Anchor protocol is giving you 19.5% APY on your dollars. That's huge. That's huge. So for every $10,000 you put in, you get $1,950 a year back in interest. That's nuts. These are insane levels right here. Now, I do want to point out, I am still majority USDC. I still playing around with Anchor protocol. I'm hesitant to put all of my money over there, obviously, so I've got it spread around to a few different platforms. Most of those, of course, are on Ethereum, but I have been buying UST recently. This is something I've been doing. Now, I have been using Anchor protocol for a little while with smaller sums of money, and I've put a bigger sum of money in now, so that is something that I have been buying, UST dollar stablecoins, in order to earn that sweet APY on the Anchor protocol. And that's about it. And you might be thinking, well, hey, come on, Lark, what about altcoins, man? Surely you must be going and buying all kinds of sweet altcoins. Look, I am still balls deep in altcoins. That's big cap altcoins. That's low cap altcoins. That being said, I don't feel a super strong need to go a lot harder on adding any more altcoins to my portfolio at this particular time. Now, if I am going to add altcoins, I'm most likely going to double down on existing positions. So I'll buy more some low caps that I like, something like Wilder World, for example. Maybe I'll buy some more of that in the not so distant future. Some of these kind of things I'll get into, maybe Unilend or something like that. All these smaller cap altcoins that I've done pretty well on so far. Maybe I'll cycle some money back into those, and for longer term positions on these lower cap altcoins that I'm quite bullish on, but ones that I already own, right? I don't need to go out and add 10 new coins to my portfolio, even one new coin to my portfolio. It's kind of crazy. It's super bloated at the moment. A lot more coins than I need to have. It's been a pretty crazy bull run, to be honest. A lot more in my portfolio than should be in my portfolio. So I'm slowly but surely over time winding down some of these positions, consolidating more over to the coins that I like, taking again that longer term view on some of these coins. So not buying any altcoins right now, except for the two that I just mentioned, and one's a stable coin. So there you go. Anyway, that's just what I'm doing. That's just my plan for the market, what I have literally been putting my money into during this market downturn. But I'm really curious to hear from you. What coins have you been buying over the last few weeks? Or are you still staying out of the market? You think we're going to go lower and you're waiting to get an even better entry point? Very curious to hear your point of view down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.